Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary findies and hellions of all walks of life. My name is Javante, and you're on episode 3 of Set Sail, a One Piece 5e adventure. I'm so happy for y'all to join us this evening. It's been 2 weeks is too long. I'm very excited to get into this. It's going to be a great episode. Before we get in, let's introduce the wonderful cast and crew. We're going to start with Luke.
Hello, I'm Luke.
Oh, yeah.
My pronouns are he, him. I'm playing Ren. What did I say last week? Just a little guy who never does anything wrong. I stick by it. He's our chemist on our crew.
Paige.
Hey everyone, I'm Paige. My pronouns are she, her. I'm playing Starlet Rabot, our martial artist merfolk who just wants to murder some pirates.
Rob.
Hello, my name is Rob. My pronouns are he, him, and I am playing Trent Simmons, resident duelist and the worst pirate you've never heard of.
And Ryan.
Hi, I'm Ryan, a Red Panda Cola, and tonight I'll be playing Torvald Di Dreki, or Bruiser.
And where last we left off, as our crew did encounter the Marines after a short time of expertly stealthing into the ship to discover anything from Scarlet, Trent attempted to do the same and pretty much was immediately found. Having had a conversation with the current Marine captain of the area at the time, which ended up a lot more pleasant than they thought. Our intrepid crew finally has a ship, as well as another member in Peaches who decided to join them as a makeshift cartographer for the time being.
And the one person that can actually pilot a ship, maybe?
Pilot a ship?
Yeah, usually most parties still an NPC at some point. We just wanted to get it out of the way early.
Yeah. With that being said, it is now a matter of picking where to go first and a discussion of what possibly to name the ship. But as Peaches is and as the party has already pulled the anchor out of the water, which was something that they'd forgotten to do prior to sailing the ship.
Listen.
Look, in my defense, I'd never seen a ship before now.
Look, I've only worked on them. I don't know how to pilot one.
I usually swim under them, so
As Peaches has gathered a couple extra boxes and crates to prop himself further up on the wheel. And has gotten the ship turned and is starting to push it out towards the open sea. There's just this like little moment of calm, and then so where exactly are we going first?
that's a good question.
I believe we were speaking of something I still have a hard time believing, an island made of treasure chests. Is that, I believe, was something we were speaking of?
Last I remember.
Yeah, couldn't hurt.
If that's our first option, I mean, I'm not opposed to. I'm slightly opposed. I'm not 100% opposed.
What's the slight opposition?
Probably the giant crab.
The giant crab. The giant crab is a definite. I've killed like small crabs. Like that's been easy. That's fine. You know, that
So
people
you,
do
You
that.
just do that on a greater scale.
I mean, how big could a crab really be?
If it's a sea cane, it's going to be pretty big.
It'd be pretty big. It'd be, yeah.
Probably pretty close to the size of a giant. And those guys are pretty.
I like look around the side of the ship and grab like a little piece of dirt and be like, about this would be us to it.
I see. Well, let's just try to not be where it is, and I'm sure everything will be fine.
I mean, the treasure's
and they're-
on the island, so we don't necessarily have to fight it. We just gotta get past it.
True. Plus, there's a whole bunch of islands between that and it. We might find stuff along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to stop probably occasionally.
So long as and he like adjusts himself so that he's leaning on the wheel to keep it turning as he pulls a map from out of the side pouch and like unfurls it. Plus, as long as we avoid this island, this island, this island, and this island, we should be fine.
Well, now I want to go to them. What are they?
Right. That's almost
The life of a pirate is apparently filled with dangers.
Predominantly, they're pirate strongholds. So
Yep, I want to go. 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 I want to go.
why?
we would fit with it.
The key words that I just said there
For
were
glory, of course.
To kill
I mean,
pirates.
Perhaps bounties.
okay. The bounties part you could use for berries, which is
Wait, we get
that-
paid for
that'd be
killing
useful.
pirates?
I mean,
depends on the pirate.
also depends on the bounty.
Whoa, it's wild. See?
Some of
We
them
should
want
kill
them
pirates
alive,
then.
Some of them want them the opposite.
Yeah, sometimes they're better alive. You know, pay for their crimes, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
The ship like lists a little bit as he just leans back. And then
Whoa.
sorry.
Which, thinking about it, you know, we're kind of doing something that's considered bad luck right now.
Bad luck. What do you mean?
Well, we're on a ship. We're already sailing out on it.
Yes,
We're lacking something.
I'm all ears.
A ship name. Every
Name.
good ship has to have a name.
You name your ships?
Well, yeah.
Well, did the ship already have a name? Other people were using it.
Scarlet, you saw some of the captain's things, yes?
Yeah.
Was there anything about a ship name?
I mean, I had a high investigation. Did I see a name for this place, Javante?
That's right.
This-
We are outsourcing this to you, Javante.
Yeah, no, thanks. One moment. I was totally prepared for that question.
What, you not just prepared with names that already like all GMs are? What?
I could kill you. All right. Let's...
You joke, but you might.
it's a thought.
I have
It's
you.
in
I
there.
have you back in a campaign in like 4 days, buddy. So don't worry. I can kill you too.
Mhm.
We could call it the Winged Pirate. What do you think, friends?
Hmm. Is that going to get a bit confusing when people speak of you?
Well, I should hope not.
I kind of think it will, because they're all going to look at you first.
Well,
Or
very
is this
well.
about you wanting people to know who you are again?
I would love that. Yes, it's becoming quite uncomfortable. I must admit.
Mhm.
I came to this new place, but I had no idea that my reputation would not have preceded me.
Let's name the ship after Peaches.
No, we should not.
The
do that.
SS Peaches.
I hate. I don't like that idea at all.
Why
Oh,
not,
speaking of
Peaches?
which, while we're
The
considering this,
The name
how
of the ship that you would have seen would have been called the New Tide.
the New Tide.
Okay, yeah,
how
I'll
are
let
messages
everyone know
sent?
that.
How are messages sent down here on the oceans?
The Den Mushi.
Yep.
No, I mean physical paper messages. How are they sent?
I mean,
There are mailbirds.
yep.
He'll pull out the vision dial and he'll go ahead and set it to print out the selfie that he took with himself and what was the name of the merchant again?
Oh, Vosh.
Vosh.
Fosh.
And Fosh, and also the selfie that he took from the crow's nest with everybody down on the deck. And he'll say, my friends and fans back home would love to keep track of my movements and what I'm doing, and I would love to be able to send them to them. And I think a bird would be perfect, right? A bird should be able to make its way back up to my hometown.
I don't
Seems like
see how they
Maybe.
couldn't.
I mean, if they know where they are.
Yeah.
Well, we'll keep our eyes open. if we ever do make our way back to my hometown, by the way, I would love to introduce you to my manager and my family and all of my friends and all of my fans.
You're-
I probably don't want to go in the sky. It's hard enough for me to come on land. That's a lot. Just like look up straight, like
It's a wonderful place with amazing food. I think you would enjoy it.
I think it'd be interesting. You know, I still having a hard time imagining an entire world in the sky.
I had a very difficult time imagining an entire world on the water.
So I think it'd be neat. Also, the new tide. I mean, we could use that name, but
We could
I think
just
it's kind of
slightly-
late.
We could slightly change it at least.
I mean, it's certainly new to us.
Also, we don't. Do we want a ship name that people might already know?
Hmm.
That's the other thing. Like, it might also come with a
an association.
yeah.
You know, I was thinking we're all out here for different reasons, sort of, but we're pirates and we want to find our fortune. So, and I like the new part because we're new. So we could do the new fortune.
And it was fortunate that we found the boat, and well, fortunate that Peaches found the boat in that cove.
Exceedingly so.
Works for me.
Many things that have happened to us recently have been fortunate.
Yeah, that I already forgot the name of the Marine captain. I apologize.
Macarons. Macaroni.
Oh,
Markath.
You guys talk to the crazy
Marcus?
captain guy.
The gentleman I had a wonderful conversation with.
Why'd you have a conversation? He had like a
With the
gun.
big- with
He
the
had like
big
a
sword.
gun sword. Like
I know, wasn't that incredible?
His
A
name is
gun and a
Manfred?
sword. I own both, but to be able to have one that is both, incredible.
His name is Manser, by the way.
Manser. Manser, of course, yes.
I mean, we also you had talked to Manser and he didn't immediately attack you, especially after mentioning all those Marines we found. So I think that's pretty,
Yes, well, he seemed to be rather preoccupied with the brutal slaughter of all of his teammates.
yeah, especially after we ran into Shiro and didn't die.
I'm
That's pretty neat.
certain we haven't seen the last of that one.
So either way, I think we've come to the conclusion we're going to call this the New Fortune.
yeah.
Yes, I
that
think
sounds
that's a
good.
wonderful name for a ship.
All right,
Not that I
perfect.
would know.
I'm going to get on putting that on the ship,
All right.
and he'll actually head off to find some supplies. Probably.
Now, I admit, all I know of the activities of pirates I have learned through reading books. Yes, I have not seen the ocean before descending from the skies to join you all. But I believe that each member of a crew should have a role to play. Am I right?
That's the general basis.
Yes, so that we all know our business and we all know what we're about.
I mean, I think so. I mean, I'm from the ocean. I can try to give us a guide point of where to go.
Back with a rope and some paint and a brush.
And it looks like Jarky likes to build shit, so that might be helpful.
Mhm.
I used to work on stuff, so
It's good for repairs, for sure.
And then
Yeah.
Trip, you like to hear yourself taught, so maybe that's what you should do. You should talk to people for us.
Is that a job on the ship?
Isn't that what the captain does?
that sounds like the captain.
Ah.
Yeah, I don't want to be
And-
the
and
captain.
Trent is
I
gonna
vote,
look
I vote Trip's the captain.
I second.
I mean, sure.
So perhaps, but as I said, all I know of pirating, I know from reading. And he'll pull a book and he'll hand it to whoever's closest. And the book, by the way, is like the pulpiest pirate fiction novel and it says it's like part 75 of a 120 part series.
They're just a tall, buff guy on the cover with his shirt like open.
Basically, yes.
Yeah,
Fighting crabs on the beach, that sort of thing. And Trent will say, as I understand it, the captain's role is to make commands that are expected to be obeyed, commands that can and sometimes do lead to the death of crewmates. And for that, well, that requires a certain implicit trust. And I do not believe I have earned such a trust. Besides which, well, I believe a captain should know what an anchor is. Yes?
Well,
I mean,
So I do wish to be your captain, but I don't believe I have earned the respect necessary to take on that title. I don't know how a ship works. I don't know how a pirate crew is supposed to function outside of fiction. What I can do is I can look and I can shout. So until I've learned a little bit more about what it is to be a pirate, and he'll gesture up to the crow's nest, perhaps my position is up there. I can see threats on the horizon, I can shout them down to you. And if there comes a time when you feel that you can put your life into my hands and follow my commands, even if they are dangerous, well, then I would be honored to take up the mantle of captain, but I don't believe I don't believe I've earned it yet.
I mean, if you don't want to be captain, we don't necessarily need one, because it's not like we're like pirates where we're going to go around killing a bunch of people and shit. We just want to.
Well, no, of
we
course
all
not.
just have our individual
Are
goals.
pirates not
I mean, I'm not
honorable
I'm
warriors
not
of the
personally
sea?
gonna be calling myself a pirate at all.
I mean, I
Pirates-
haven't.
No,
Do
most,
pirates not have a code of honor where they
there
help each other
is,
and
but
stand
the
together against the
majority of
forces?
them don't follow any code. They just try to do whatever they want.
most of the, I mean,
I mean, we
I
just
think the
met
whole
one.
idea is-
The lady who killed all those people back on the island.
Oh, how
I mean, I think the whole idea is freedom, and
freedom? Yes, of course. Sailing the high
Some of them
seas,
take
doing what
that-
we wish.
some of them take that freedom to mean take advantage of other people.
Oh,
Yeah, not all
disappointing.
people who set the sea have the best moral code.
No,
well,
I could say it's on both sides.
The
Even the
Marines aren't. Yeah, the Marines aren't great either.
Not again, not every one of them is bad, but you get enough of them in the right spots, and they will kind of ruin the bunch.
Mhm.
Trent sort of looks forlornly at the book that he had been reading, and he says,
It-
"Well, perhaps we will be a different breed of pirate, a different kind of pirate, one that doesn't prey upon the innocent."
There are pirate captains that aren't a part of the hand.
Regardless, again, I believe my place. What is the bucket called?
The crow's nest.
Perhaps are there crows on the sea?
I mean,
I mean, you do have wings.
Kind of like half shrugs.
I do, but I was under the impression that crows. Never mind. Yes, the crow's nest, I believe, is my place. And if you find yourselves in a position where you believe that I can be trusted with command, well, of course I will happily take up the mantle. But I don't believe I'm at that place just now.
I mean, in all fairness, we've only kind of just met each other, so
Precisely.
I think it might take a bit for all of us to kind of get used to each other.
Does a crew necessarily require a captain to function?
Not
Typically,
really.
I mean, if everyone is on the same page, shrugs.
I don't know that we're all reading the same book. Again, looking at the novel that he has produced.
I'd grab the novel from you and look at it. You know this is smut, right?
It certainly has some spicy chapters, yes, but overall, it's a story of honor and freedom and the high seas.
I crack it open. and I just see a line about like a woman look into the pirate's mast, and I just close it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
sure.
Breaking down
A lot of
potential
bodice
things,
ripping.
breaking down potential things that we need on the ship.
I mean, we need
that aren't really-
supplies. I don't think there's a
Yeah, we
ton
need-
down below from what I saw.
Well, what would be helpful? It'd be right now somebody that can be a lookout, so looks over to Trent, Crow's Nest.
Yeah.
Someone to help fish because that's important.
I can, I can do that pretty easy.
Someone that can do ship repair,
I mean,
and someone that can help me with navigation.
I
I'm
mean,
pretty
I will,
shipper, so
I can do navigation and fishing at the same time when I go overboard.
I'd like to learn to make up for my mistakes and learn to steer the ship as well. So I'd love to assist there.
I'll be honest, I'd kind of like to learn the helm too. Honestly, learning each of the different positions might help just in case.
So everyone can help navigation wise, and then
And if you all could help me learn what I would need to know about being a sailor, then I would be very grateful for that. Again, I am very new here.
Right.
as we've kind of started to have those established. Paige,
Mm-hmm.
could you, if you're going to do the help with the navigation and fishing,
Yeah.
could you give me a survival check?
Sure. Good thing I'm a wisdom-based character because I'm not proficient. That is a 17, so that'll be a dirty 20.
All right, roll me a d10.
That's not a good sign.
A 10.
Oh
Okay.
boy! All right,
That's
I get
even a
eaten by a
worse
sea
sign.
king.
as you as you're helping with the fishing, and you're kind of like slinging up a good majority of pretty heftily sized fish, as you grab onto what you think is another one of these almost like marlins, it almost spins you out of your grasp
Mm-hmm.
as you see these flecks of golden scales running along it. And as it turns and you catch its eye for a moment, there's this almost like reverent sensation before you grab hold of it and sling it onto the ship. And as it lands, for those on the ship itself, you all see this golden scaled giant swordfish just
From the crow's nest, Trent's gonna point his musket at it, but won't fire just yet.
And I'll pop up after I got surprised by it, and I'll land back on the ship. Since I'm a martial artist, I don't have to do anything to just jump out of the water onto the ship, do I?
yeah no,
Okay,
you're
good.
good.
I thought about that after the fact.
No, that's anime. It's an anime enough movement. I'm fine with that.
Okay, cool.
How much is it moving and how much is it throwing off the ship?
It's not like giant,
Okay.
but it is. It's also like it's doing the anime thing, where it's just kind of going.
Mm-hmm.
What have you caught?
Let's say some type of swordfish.
I've never seen that before.
Do I know what this is?
No, because it doesn't really have a name.
Huh.
You've established that this is a very rare fish.
Is it food and should I shoot it?
No, it's definitely food.
Yeah, probably shoot.
It
Yeah.
could be used.
I probably shouldn't shoot on the ship.
I also kind of
At least not aiming down at it from up there.
Well, don't
might
shoot a hole
actually
in the
get us
ship.
a good amount of money.
That's true.
I mean, are the scales? I mean, we could kill it and see what the scales can be. We're gonna have to skin it anyway before you can eat it.
It looks delicious.
So letting you know what you have on the ship. What you've caught is a legendary fish. It is equal to 10 days worth of food.
Lovely.
Oh, okay.
And for our friend on lookout duty,
Mhm.
could you give me a perception check?
I would love to.
Just gonna start like tenderizing this fish until it dies. Just like just start beating it.
I will get a 12 on my
Nice.
perception.
Okay. One moment.
That was my dog. If you heard that, I did not make that noise.
I also do have a
Though
heart.
I believe each ship position has I don't have the book in front of me, but I believe each ship position has certain perks that come along with it. I think for the lookout, it's just that I don't get disadvantage for things like fog. So if assuming it's a clear day, that's not going to affect me at all.
Yeah, no, it's a perfectly clear day. Which is a little bit like the day is so perfectly clear that it's strange that you see what looks like a cloud starting to blow in towards the ship. But as it's coming, it becomes you don't even you feel wind coming, but as you see this cloud moving, you realize like it's not moving like a cloud. It's kind of flapping, and you realize that what that is it's posters that are slowly like flying towards the ship as if blown away from somewhere.
Incoming paper, I think.
What?
And Trent will point out or will motion with his rapier out to the cloud of papers that seems to be blowing. Now, again, is this blowing against the wind or with the wind?
With the wind.
Okay, cool. So he'll point out on the horizon at the many thousands of pages of paper that seem to be floating toward us.
Should we try to avoid it or just let it go through?
I can't imagine it could be a threat, but perhaps.
Right. I'm kind of curious to see it up close, whatever it is.
As you see, as they start to get a little bit closer, some of them do start to land onto the ship, and you see that these are wanted posters, which are all flying in, kind of. Each of them have what appears to be a slight burn at the edges of them, as if they were just somewhere that had been set on fire, and just lowering in. Of the posters of note that come landing in, a couple that you can pick out immediately as like, okay, special names. Also, the prices on some of these wanted posters, surprising. One moment. Doot. Pulling up a thing here. There we go. So, as one of the posters comes in, you can see that it depicts from bust up, it depicts a man wearing a long overcoat with several weaponry implements like stitched into the sides of the top. They have a tricorn hat, which has what seems to be shark teeth sort of circling around the top edge of it. A scar that just goes over the right eyebrow. Very piercing eyes and this kind of sinister, sharp-toothed smile. And the name just reads as The Hunter, with a bounty of 300 million berries.
300 million berries is a lot, right?
It's very much a lot.
Insane. Yeah.
The second poster that you can see is of It's hard to describe because it seems like this one was a sketch of that they barely notated as somebody. Um, it is of a more feminine figure, a similar overcoat, though this one is flayed out and has fish scales going down the left side and on the right side as well. They are not wearing a hat, which allows you to see that they have very long, voluminous hair. The poster doesn't depict color, so it's hard to tell what color hair this is.
Mhm.
Equally speaking, they have what appears to be the uh gill slits on the sides of their neck. This has no name attached to it, but you see bounty of 150 million.
Hmm.
Do any of your maps say what is in that direction? He calls down from the crow's nest to Scarlet and Peaches.
I'll look at the map.
And he'll motion at the direction that the posters, the burning posters, came in from.
Yeah, what's the closest location on the map that I see?
On the map, the closest location that you can see as I pull up my own map. Because I named islands. Was the there it is. The Elling Blue Enclave would be the closest island.
Looks like the Ellen Blue Enclave is the closest. Beaches, do you know anything about that place?
It was just like a small little fishing village.
I mean, why would maybe they were would they have been attacked? Why were these bounties coming from there?
Mm-hmm. Might have been
Again,
attacked.
the fire damage on the post, but why would the posters be in the air and why would they be burning? Perhaps this is worth looking into.
Something
we want to
about
make
set
our
on fire.
we want to make our first stop. We could stop there. I mean, we probably should get supplies anyway. We did just kind of leave immediately because of the Marines, so
Yeah,
we don't have much on this ship.
that's
I mean,
fair.
this will feed us for like a week, a little over a week, but still.
Mhm.
We should go that way. I think
Yeah.
if they've set this much on fire, I'd like to know what happened.
All right, directing course, and the ship will kind of steer itself towards where the direction of the island.
Yeah, well, I'll take the food down below. I think we have a kitchen place down there somewhere, and
Probably
I
a
just
galley down there.
just
Yeah.
have this massive swordfish over my shoulders. Just looks like I have two tails as I walk away with it because of how big it is, chilling off my back.
Young
Uh,
Goku energy.
Who specifically has the poster of the second figure?
I don't think I think I was navigating with Peaches, so I don't think I would have grabbed either one.
Take
So
this
I believe
Ren?
I picked up the first one, the poster of the hunter. But yeah, I believe Ren would have had the second poster.
Ren, give me either an investigation or just a straight perception check.
Okay, so I didn't see that. I didn't see that poster of the hunter yet, did I?
Alright.
That's good to know.
We'll call that perception, and that'll be a 22.
There's some things on this figure's poster that strike you as a little familiar as far as investigation goes. Not to any member, not to your past, but to a current thing. Is for the look of this figure, there's some vague resemblances to Scarlet.
Who's
wait
down in
for-
the galley right now?
I
Mhm.
wait for her to go down the galley.
Literally two of the most like I should be seeing both of these posters when I come back up.
I wait till she's down there, and then Trent, could you come down here for a minute?
Of course.
Well-
I'll take a quick look around to make sure there's no immediate danger on the horizon.
As far as you see, it's clear waters and clear skies.
Okay, and he will go ahead and navigating the ropes is still a little bit new to him. He seems very comfortable being up high, but like the whole climbing thing is still fairly new to him, but he'll go ahead and get back down to the deck.
So I'll gather him, Becky. I didn't want to yell up at you. Tick, does this look like someone we know, perhaps?
I look at the poster. Does it look familiar?
Uh, here's my question: do you want to just rely on the perception check that Ren gave, or do you want to give me an investigation or perception check?
No, there's very few people that all three of us know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It does bear a striking resemblance to our new navigator.
Yeah.
Do you think that perhaps this is the one that she is so obsessed with finding?
Maybe. I don't.
Should we be checking with her? I assume you brought me down here so
I
that
suppose we should. I just thought I would show it to you two first, and that's a very high bounty.
it is. And this, and he'll hand over the poster of the hunter with the 300 million bounty.
Oof.
Also, an extraordinarily high number.
All right, I suppose we should ask her.
Hey guys,
Right.
I gutted the
Hey.
fish. I come up with just like my arms all the way to the elbow, just covered in fish blood and guts. So
Love
the
it.
fish is prepared. It's in the goalie. I don't know how to cook it. I usually just eat it raw, so you might have to figure that out on your own. But it's down there.
I think
I have
Ren
some
just,
ability to cook, but
Ren just like wordlessly turns the poster around to show it to her.
Do I know this person, Javante?
They're familiar. They're familiar in a sense of. Okay, give me a very easy history check.
I'm glad you said very easy because I have 0 intelligence.
look, you were rolling 1s and 20s last time, so let's try
Get a
to.
20.
That is a 10. I cut in the middle this time.
It's right. It's like right on the. Okay, so they are familiar, but that poster can't be correct. No one else survived that attack.
I think I dash over and just like rip that out of your hand. This isn't possible.
And not to compound your distress, but and Trent will go ahead and hold out the poster of the hunter as well.
I throw a dart at that poster and pin it against a mast.
Okay.
So I'm going to assume. Yeah, I'm going to assume that we're probably going to definitely be tracking whatever this is about.
That's
Probably.
the bastard who killed my family.
Ah,
And
well.
no one from my family should be alive. So this is weird.
Mm. But it does. Every part of you was like, that's a member of my family.
Yeah, it's like almost like a clan resemblance in Naruto.
Extremely so.
They have similar bounties. Their posters came from a similar place. Is it possible? And Trent will just kind of
You
trail
motherfucker,
off.
did you give me an Itachi? I'm gonna fight you. I will drive to you. I'm close enough to make the drive.
I won't say anything.
You're such a bastard.
That's what you have to figure out.
God damn it. Yeah, this is yeah, I would really appreciate stopping at that village now.
We're already on our way. As Peaches picks up one of the other posters, looks at it, and then kind of like folds it up and stuffs that into their pouch where they keep their maps.
We'll sigh and like walk up to where I pinned the hunter one and just pinned her poster under his.
And if we if we encounter this nameless pirate, how should we proceed?
I mean, I'm gonna have questions, honestly. I don't know.
That's fair.
I haven't seen another Merfolk since I was 12, so
Not to be nosy, but
10
what
years
have you?
10 years ago.
Okay, and what have you just sort of been swimming?
Just been training.
All right. Well, just like walks away from the group.
As Peaches continues their navigation, there's like a little moment where there's this like tension, and then Peaches seems to realize something, pulls the poster that they had kept out of their pouch and re-looks at it in a very confused tilt of their head. Refolds the poster and stuffs that back in, and then continues to navigate.
Peaches,
Uh-huh.
what have you got there?
Poster.
Exactly what I was about to say.
All
right.
Just someone I recognize. That's all.
Is it someone one of us would recognize?
No, I doubt it. They're not well known or anything. They're not like a dastardly villain or whatever. Just weird they're on a poster.
Fair enough.
Oh, all right. Let us know if you'd like us to look out for them or anything.
Trent will head back up to the crow's nest. Onward!
I'm gonna I take one last look at the posters. I'm gonna swim ahead. Look out for anything.
Be careful.
She'll run, front flip off the ship, and then just full action start dashing ahead of the ship. You guys can still see her. She's doing like the full dolphin thing in and out of the water. So you
Doing
guys can
flips
keep
and
track.
shit.
So you guys can keep track of her.
I haven't thought about that song in a while.
Oh, we are on a boat.
It's not quite going fast though.
No.
Oh, we got a moderate rate of speed.
I will say, like, every once in a while she stops for a few minutes and then goes again because I think I outpaced this thing.
You
pretty-
do. You outpace the ship by quite a bit.
You're
Um,
dashing.
By
Yeah,
the
I'm
way,
moving
while we're
100
here, what kind of weapons does this ship have? Are there guns on this ship, or is it just
There is an assortment of 4 cannons on the ship itself, with enough cannonballs to probably last for 2 or 3 naval battles.
I don't suppose anyone knows how to use these?
Point and shoot, kind of.
Do you have a musket? How different could it be?
You're right. Of course, it can't be that different. Of course. I must be worrying over nothing.
don't
Peaches
have-
gets an anime sweat drop.
I don't have proficiency, but am I aware there is a significant difference between
Somebody with average intellect would be like, "There's different."
I have a mechanic question.
Yes.
At the end of every rest, I can choose a monk weapon. Can I make cannons a monk weapon?
No. Absolutely.
Why not?
It was worth asking.
How dare you?
I hate to break this to anyone.
Wow.
But
Pick up a cannonball and kick it like a soccer ball.
You know
there's
what,
no-
With your
Javante?
fin.
Javante's a little transphobic of you. How dare you?
Look out.
There's a I would like for Trent and Scarlet to make me 2 separate perception checks.
Sure. That's a +3 for me.
I will get a 21 on my perception check.
Let's try different dice.
All right, Trent, you can see coming upon the distance what appears to be a relatively small island. You can see what appears to be a dock and a lot of little smaller buildings that go directly into the water, which you recognize as like a fishing village.
I know this one. Land ho.
You got
I
it.
got a 15.
All right, your perception was for something a little bit different. Scarlet, as you're still in the water and
Mhm.
swimming around, you notice that the water starts to feel different when you start to get a little bit further ahead of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
There's more pressure as you move forward, as you start to get closer to the island, and then the water starts to change color. As it goes from this beautiful, clear blue to starting to get a little murky and then red. Almost as soon as you get like near to the edge of the fishing village.
You're to be insane in this water. I can blend in. Does it seem just like it's a color thing, or does it like taste
No,
like
it's
blood?
as you start to get closer, it's like, okay, that's blood.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna start making my way back and jump back on the ship. Probably covered in a little bit of blood.
Yeah, as you jump back on, it is not really coating you, but the entirety of the crew can see like, oh, that's blood.
Lord, are you hurt?
No, this isn't mine. The water close to the island's just filled with blood. Like it went from water to blood. You ever tried breathing in blood before? It's not fun.
That's not.
I can't
I
say
actually just have, and he'll massage the spot where his lungs were pierced by Pirouette earlier on.
As Peach is like peeks around the side of the wheel. Do we want to dock?
I mean, we probably
Do we have
should
to?
figure out what's going on here.
Something has clearly happened here.
That's why I'm asking if we want to dock.
we can't just turn around and leave now.
No.
Yeah, we should definitely dock. And Peaches, you can stay with the ship.
That sounds. I would like to stay with the
Yes.
ship. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. As the ship begins to come closer to the island,
It
is
might be a good plan to anchor off of the
yes,
dock a bit.
yes.
We can all swim, yes? Can I swim?
I don't know, can I?
There should be a robot attached to the ship.
Is there?
Oh, so there is.
There is indeed a smaller little rowboat attached to the ship.
You also can, fly. So
Falling with style.
okay.
Jackie, could you let down the anchor?
Yep, already on it. He'll walk over to. I assume it's much like the Going Merry, where it's kind of hooked on the side and
Mm-hmm.
just kind of lifts it up off the side and just lets it drop.
Everyone, you can feel like as the ship gets a little closer to the island, you just kind of feel something just go as it seems to hit the ship and then like drift away. Dreki, as you go to let the anchor down, you see several things bobbing and floating in the water that bump into the ship and then drift away.
Oof.
I know this is not going to be a great check for me, but can I make a perception check to see what
Sure,
I'm
sure,
pretty
fam.
sure what it is.
I as a player do, but Dreki, whose wisdom is trash,
We love Drekking. No,
That's a
no,
four.
no thoughts.
A 4?
All muscles,
Uh-huh.
no thoughts.
Nope. You can't see close enough.
nah, I'm too.
You're not getting a good feeling about it, but it's yeah.
Hey, guys, he's like just has the anchor hefted in his arm.
Yeah, Drekky?
I don't know what's down there, but something's bouncing off the ship in the water.
I mean, I'll come over and look.
Yeah, I'll go look.
Bad feeling from it.
So give me perception checks for those that want to look.
That's a 15 again.
That's 25.
Yeah, I'll look over the side, but I'm not going in that water.
For the 15, yeah, you kind of guessed what this was going to be, but these are several, as if one treated sharks for shark fin soup. There are several delimbed corpses floating in the water, just bumping against the ship. Ren with a 25. Some of them are also beheaded, but it doesn't seem to be the majority. It seems like only a couple that as they bump in had gotten that treatment.
Do I see any kind of pattern there?
As far as you can tell, it seems to be those that could probably feasibly fight back.
Um, I'm worried about them coming back.
Can that happen?
Or if I wouldn't. I don't. I hope not.
Not that I've ever heard.
Yeah, I'm not getting any closer. Jackie, drop anchor.
Yeah, I'm already on it. And he just kind of lets it go into the water.
There's a very unsatisfying glorp sound as the anchor hits the water and kind of gelatin like sinks down first.
That's blood.
And the ship comes to a slow stop, and Peaches just hops off of the crates and sits just crisscross onto the ground and begins to pull out some of the maps. Yeah, I'm gonna stay on here.
That's smart.
Just
How far are we from the shore?
it's not too far. You could probably, if you're rowing, you could probably get there within like a couple minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna row with you guys. I really don't want to swim in that.
I don't blame you.
I don't blame you either.
Moving to start like raising the sails and get that all set up so that the wind isn't trying to take the ship, even if it's anchored.
Appreciate you.
Trent will go ahead and start lowering the rowboat. Like, I mean, a winch and a pulley is simple enough. So we'll start getting the rowboat down.
Yeah, and again, once the rowboat hits the water, there's this again unsatisfying sound, as if there's more.
I don't think
There's
satisfying is the word we're looking for here.
Upsettingly,
Upsetting is a much better word.
Yeah.
upsettingly buoyant.
I'm just gonna grab, once the boat's in the water, I'll grab like the rope and just like slide down the rope into the boat.
Yeah, once Drecky's done with buttoning up the sails and everything, he'll use the rope to slide down it and then just kind of also wait for everybody else to get on the boat before he just unhooks it and kind of drops down into the dinghy.
Question: if I put my tail in the back of this boat, could I dash us to the island so we go faster? Because technically,
Like
that's
in The
how I swim.
Incredible- Like Dash from The Incredibles.
Yeah, 100%.
I won't say no.
Okay.
My thing is, do you want to put your tail into the water?
I think her thing was she just didn't want to breathe in blood.
Yeah.
I think the blood itself doesn't bother her. She just want to breathe it in.
Gross.
Tret, do me a favor.
Yes.
Roll me a D100.
I will do that.
Okay, guys, we're gonna fight in the water.
I got an 82.
All right. Knowing this, Scarlet, do you want low or high?
That's a loaded question.
Low.
Okay. As you put your tail into the water and begin to push the ship forward,
Like,
there's already this feeling of unease, as if there is eyes on you that there shouldn't be. For a moment, Scarlet, as you pull your tail like out of the water to kind of swipe away some of the blood that got caked on, you see in the ripple underneath something moves under the rowboat, like darts under it.
Guys, we got company.
Start, like looking for it.
What?
Becky, can you take the oars?
Yeah,
We'll pull the two rapiers.
he'll pull the oars out and set them into the rests and start rowing once Scarlet's in the boat just in case.
I
You
pulled my tail up already. I'm just
Yeah.
if something upends the boat or comes out of the water, I'm gonna jump into the water. I'm already in action to do so.
You see one of the bodies that's floating get yanked under the water.
Mm.
Start like going through my pockets, kind of grabbing some stuff, getting ready.
Reki, row faster, please.
You see a black fin surface the water and begins to kind of somewhat circle the ship.
Much
the boat?
faster, please.
Not
Do I
It's
recognize
doesn't-
it?
it's a shark. You do know
Mhm.
that much. It seems to be that they are attracted to the island now because of all of the blood in the
I
water.
was about to say.
The D100 was to see how attractive they were to the rowboat, since you are splashing.
Mm.
Well, hopefully there's plenty of food in the water.
There's so much food down there. Chew.
I mean, I need to read how sea speed was. I can technically talk to the shark if I need to. I think it's just I can talk to anything that's
You can.
a swim speed.
It is. You could speak to sharks. It is as a merfolk, that is a thing you could do. You can speak to any fish, technically.
Yeah, it just says anything that shares a swim speed I can communicate with. I'll talk to the shark, I guess. I'm like, hey, there's plenty of food. Help yourself. We're just gonna go maybe get you some more on the island. Enjoy.
There is a lack of response for a moment, and then there's another. And the shark dives down. Almost a confused expression.
Another. God damn it.
What did that sound like to us?
Yeah, what did it sound like when I spoke shark?
It's I'm not going to be able to mimic the noise. Sharks don't make sounds, but the movie Jaws didn't care.
Oh, that kind
Yeah.
of roaring,
Yeah.
smashing, yeah.
Well, I might have questions answered soon. He said there's another when I talked to him.
Another boat, another.
Another one of me.
Oh,
Well, that with the poster certainly makes sense. So once again, I repeat my question: if we meet this, and Trent is standing in the dinghy as it's being rowed with his saber or with his rapiers out.
If
I like-
she's
if we meet-
hostile, just don't kill her. I need to know what's going on here. And I stick my tail back in the water and spend a key point to step of the wind us to the shore.
Very well.
Just goes full on motor.
Make sure to pull the oars out before they get snapped.
I'll say that's enough to get you guys docked. There is an eerie silence in this fishing village. Not the lack just of the sound of people. There's no noise of insects, no birds. Even the ocean seems silent here. As if
Smoke.
as if everything has just been sucked away.
Ooh.
There's the barest bits of embers, as if like some of the lamps and such that were kept around were knocked over in the kerfuffle.
This place is ominous. Be on your guard. Step off onto the shore.
hmm. Are we trying to find who did this, or?
I think we're trying to find anything living at this point.
Right.
I think it's just a matter of finding out what happened.
Much of the homes, as you can see, a lot of the doors are either kicked open or just off their hinges. The The ground has a lot of drag marks that you can see, just like through the dirt, that all lead to the same going up the hill of the island.
We should spread out, but stay in vision of one another.
Sounds good.
So we'll sort of so Trent will make his way towards the nearest building and take a peek in and see what's in there and what it looks like. Try to take the lay of the land.
I'll start following the trail up the hill, but I won't go out of sight.
Yeah, I'll look in a different building.
Ren, as you look through one of the open doors of the buildings, you can see what looks like obvious combat occurred in here. There's clear bloodstains on the walls, the tables and such are knocked over. Give me I'm gonna say for this one, give me an investigation check.
That'll be an hold on. I thought I knew. That'll be an 8.
You can hear something in here. There's like a shuffling sound, as if something is scooted backwards in a hiding spot. You can't tell where they are hiding.
I pull out like a lighter or something and a little fluid, and I'm using the
Mhm.
cantrip produce flame, but I make a little like light, and kind of step in. And if there's someone in here, we're not here to hurt you.
There's a little soft, as if something plush falls, and you hear, "You aren't with them, right?"
I don't know who they are, so no.
They came in the dark when everything was quiet. Ma and Da, they tried to fight them, and they got taken like everyone else.
Well, why don't you come out of here, and we'll find you somewhere better. Sort of looking around at how awful it is in here. I'll find you somewhere better to hide.
You see from a closed wardrobe door a pair of white, fluffy, canid like ears peek out. And then you see a soft, very nervous but blushing lupine like face also peek out as well, covered in a mop of ash blonde hair, as you see what appears to be a young mink girl, peeks out.
Hi. What? Yeah. Let's get let's get you out of here.
Okay. She shuffles out. Her guise is very nervous as she kind of peeks out and continues to walk forward. You see the little tail like swish against the ground for a moment before lifting when it brushes against something it doesn't like. She doesn't come much closer to you, but is at least like going to follow.
Yeah, I'll step back through the doorway, and I'm holding fire, so I'll put that out because that's ominous. Yeah. Dreki or Trent or Scarlet or somebody.
Yeah, what's up?
Uh, I'm just like kind of pointing at this small child that I've acquired.
Where'd you find
I'm
a
gonna say
kid?
that Dreki had moved far enough away, probably towards the center of town, as you guys end up hearing him yell out, "Is there anyone still here?" at the top of his lungs.
There you are
God.
met with silence. However, it's very loud.
Yeah. So you have that in the background.
What have you found there, Ren?
This is what's your name?
Alice?
This is Alice. Her parents are gone.
She's so cute. Hearts in the eyes.
Her little ears like twitch a little, like
Right. And right now we need to. She needs to be somewhere else than right here.
I mean, where would we take her? We don't. The ship's not at docked. I mean, she either it's probably best either staying here and hiding while we go investigate, or I mean, she can come with us. But I don't.
as a
know-
thing. Scarlet, your knowledge of this, you have a very unfortunate suspicion that she is probably also the only one on the island that's alive.
I just think somewhere
Mm.
else to hide, and I kind of like
Yeah, I
step away
think,
from the door frame so that you can see like it seems like her parents got killed like in there.
Yeah.
Just somewhere else.
I think Star looks at her and then starts looking around and gets that realization in her eyes and is like
Like
immediately.
purposefully speaking, she was left alive.
Yeah.
Oh,
What was he? Yeah, let's get you taken care of.
Hey guys, what's going on? Seems really quiet around here. There's nothing.
Oh. She looks up at Dreki
and up and up.
and continue.
Okay, Dreki, down here.
Huh?
Down here. This is Alice.
Oh. And he'll kind of like lumber himself down on a knee and give a big smile. Oh wow, I haven't seen someone like you's back home. You're a mink. It's amazing.
Mhm.
He seems genuinely excited to see somebody.
There's a little blushing smile. Tries to fight that, but his tail is wagging happily.
So
It seems like there's no one else here.
Yeah.
Perhaps we can gather
Everyone
what
else.
provisions we can and head back to the ship.
Everyone else got taken to the tree.
To the tree.
What tree?
Where's the tree?
Up the hill.
Go ahead and look in the direction that she's indicating.
Because the hill goes up so far, you can only see like the barest bits of what look like bare branches sticking out, but you can't see the rest of the tree.
I mean, I can scout ahead, guys. Maybe someone should definitely stay with the kid.
I think
Oh.
it would be a bad idea to scout alone.
I'll stay with her if you guys want to go ahead.
I mean, I can scout from like the ground if you want to fly above and maybe, or like move above and see.
and we can find somewhere for her to hide.
Can't fly,
You can't fly. I keep
Oh, right.
forgetting.
just
Right.
fall slowly.
So if Dreki threw you really high, how long could you stay in the air?
Now that's a thought. Now that is a
I'm willing
thought.
to find out.
Probably not the best time for it, but I mean, I was able to pretty stealth around that pirate dude on the
Some
last
sort of
island.
cannonball special, perhaps.
God,
That'd be interesting.
Uh,
I hate it.
Join us on Paige's channel.
I actually
Um,
just did that in a home My Hero game. I threw a character whose quirk was a panda. I threw a panda at someone. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead, guys.
I think I'll scout ahead as well. Keep an eye on this one, of course. And he'll look down at the small mink and say, "Look, just be careful, all right? We don't know who or what did this." And he'll again look significantly down at this small child. and I wouldn't want anyone to be caught unawares.
And with that being said, as we are going to be getting ready for this, we're going to take a quick break. While I get myself organized, everyone go get refreshments, get water if you need it. We will be
Gary.
back shortly with more episodes. And welcome back to the game, everyone. Starting right from where I speak word money good.
Okay, hold on, hold on.
Starting,
Stop. Start over.
yeah,
There you go.
starting back from where we left off. Huh, um, who is staying with Alice?
Dreki is.
It's
Right.
Dreki and Ren.
Dreki and Ren are staying. So Trent and Scarlet, you two are going to investigate the quote tree.
Yeah.
Yes, I am going to stealth to the tree.
Likewise.
Okay, both of you
Let's see
give
if
me
I can do better this time.
both of you give me stealth checks.
Ooh, that's a 19 on the die, so that's like it's stealth. So 25.
I'll get
Right.
a 22.
Both of you, there's not a lot of places to necessarily hide, so a lot of it is just moving slowly and make sure you're not making too much sound.
Mhm.
Midnight, you're digging your claws into my thigh. Thank you. As she just continues to do so. Unpleasant. As the tree comes into view, initially, Trent, you first think like, oh, it's a tree. Like you see it's covered in leaves, clearly. And it's only when you all begin to get closer and the smell hits
Mm.
that you begin to make out that that's not like leaves and detritus coating the tree. These are the remnants of what wasn't thrown into the water.
Hmm.
You see limbs, heads, torsos, making this almost like a trident as a symbol on the tree.
Kind of motion at Scarlet to go around one way, and Trent will kind of go around the other way. See if we can find anything that's still alive.
Yeah, she just gives you like a slow nod without looking away from the tree, and we'll start circling around to the left.
Both of you give me an investigation check.
I don't even need to look at my stats. That's a 0.
I'll get an 11. I also have a +0.
It's a 9.
Trent, as you're walking around the tree, something does catch your eye for a moment as you see like a glint. And coming closer, you see clasped in a hand that's been placed almost gently onto one of the outstretching branches. You see what appears to be a small necklace that's just wrapped around the fingers of the hand.
Trent will approach very cautiously, again keeping an eye around him for anything that might ambush him, and get a closer look.
The necklace appears to be a locket of some variety. The hand that clasps it, you can see white fur covers the almost paw-like hand, and not much else.
We'll go ahead and, again, before reaching out and taking the locket, he's gonna just once again very carefully look around, make sure there's no like strings that are attached to the locket, make sure that there's nothing that seems to be make sure he's not going to trip a trap, essentially. And
There, from what you can see, there doesn't appear to be any traps set. Looking around, you do see a crow perched onto the tree itself. It just kind of eyes you, head tilts a little, just a little.
and he'll reach out for the locket.
And as you take it, kind of uncurl the fingers a little to pull it down. And yeah, inside there are a pair of photos. You can see clearly one of them looks like it was a wedding photo that was taken. The second one with the whole family.
He'll close it and he'll hold it close for a moment and then pocket it.
Scarlet, on your walk,
Mhm.
it's mostly the same. There is this eerie sense of familiarity.
Mhm.
This symbolism left behind by guillotine. The symbol's different, but the symbolism is the same.
Yeah.
This is, as far as you recall, the things that were left behind were from those that were good enough to honor, but not good enough for trophies.
Yeah. I think she's just having flashbacks to what happened and just like seeing the images of her family put in some also like weird honor position in what was our little village. Um
The thing that you recall is for your family in specific. Um, the only ones that were placed into this position were the ones that weren't taken for trophy, which were the older, like
mhm.
the elders and the youngest, essentially.
Yeah. Mm.
We'll kind of meet on the other side of the tree. I don't think there's anything more for us here. I think that everything that's been done has already been done.
Well, we're on the right track.
You think we should cut them down? Maybe give them a proper burial?
Um yeah, probably. Um
Yeah.
I think the hunter was the one who did this. This looks very similar to me.
This is something that happened to yours?
Yeah.
I see now why you're out to kill pirates. I understand now. This is
Yeah, if you look at her face is like she's not even looking at you, she's just staring at the scene and her eyes are like glazed over.
horrific.
For cutting over to the group with Alice, Alice is kind of has not really moved from the spot that she was in. She does keep looking back over towards the hill as if she's waiting for something, expecting something. But it seems very much this nervous, like a kid that peeks under their bed.
Well, all right, let's find somewhere safer for you to hide.
Mhm.
But I'll start looking around to see if there's uh, maybe something a little bit less traumatizing that she could hang out somewhere.
Um,
You want to ride on my shoulder?
mhm. She nods.
All right. Up you go, and he'll pick her up and then set her on his shoulder before getting up onto his feet.
Instinctively her tail kind of like loops around the neck as the
Yeah.
rest of her like clings onto your head. Like, huh.
Which he's completely fine with. He'll make sure to also like support slash balance with a hand.
Maybe hold on. I have to get my cat off my lap because she's also on my headphones.
No worries.
She's like, "How dare you not give me attention?"
She quite literally meowed at me angrily because I moved her. Okay. All right, we're good. You can hop back on now. I just need you to not be on my wire. Um, just looking around to find a less traumatizing place. Um, there do seem to be a couple homes that don't have the door like kicked in, which may have been the places where those that were actually trying to defend had gotten out before they came in. So that could be a potential. The other options are like further away from the village, or just back onto the ship proper.
Well, I don't think we should go all the way back to the ship because it's going to take us a while without Scarlet. So yeah, let's go with that first option.
As opening one of the closed doors, you can see that the place seems fairly immaculate. There's some things that have been tossed around as if they were just looking for anything to steal, but nothing too Nothing too strenuous.
Right. Will you be okay here while we go with our friends and see what's happening?
Will you come back?
Yes.
Of course.
Okay, I'll be fine here.
Okay. Yell for us if anything happens.
Okay.
Yep. And he'll set her down gently on the ground. Don't worry, we'll be back.
He like looks around the area and then just like crawls under one of the tables and just sits.
He'll, as they're moving away, he'll pause a moment before. I probably forgot to mention it, but like he's wearing like one of those big cloaks, almost like a cape.
Mm.
You stereotypically see like in the Giants of Elbath.
Yeah.
He'll take that off and hold it out towards her, and it looks like it's like a tanned, processed animal hide, like well treated and everything for it to last and be protective for the weather and everything.
It's brown colored, you said, right?
Yes.
There's this like a moment where as she looks at it, she gets a very startled look, stops for a moment, and then leans forward and gives a sniff, and she seems to relax once she smells it.
Don't need to be nervous about it. If you get nervous, just hide underneath this. We'll be back.
That's like a king size mattress, like
Yeah, it's-
like
it's-
comforter.
Oh yeah, no, it is.
It could
Yeah,
comfortably
same
go
predator.
over the table and be like still covering,
Uh-huh.
but she does like take it and just sort of wraps herself underneath it.
And he'll offer her a smile before maybe not completely closing the door, but like enough to give her some sort of safety, or at least a feeling of it where like it's not obvious that it's wide open to any kind of danger before heading off.
Well, I guess we should follow them to this tree.
Yeah. Let's check this out quickly. I'm getting a bad feeling again.
Mhm. Yeah, I think we just go up the hill to the.
I will.
follower.
I won't deign to repeat the description, but you two both do see the symbol that has been left behind.
So yeah, Scarlet and Trent are looking up at the tree, and as you walk up, Trent will turn and say, "We're thinking about either cutting them down for a proper burial, but can you perhaps make a pyre of this tree? That these people don't deserve this. They deserve so much better."
As a thing, it is nearly impossible to count. You're going by pieces.
Yeah. It would take days at a minimum to cut everything, or to cut them all down and make proper burials. Perhaps we can simply set it alight and
I would say burn it completely. As a side, did you take that locket already? Or is it still hanging from the tree?
no, the locket is gone. Yeah, I have pocketed that.
Okay.
Right.
Well, you want to give him a proper send off. I can take care of this.
I don't know what it is that I expected when I came down here, but this is not it.
And will assure you that this is not normal here either.
Yeah, when we were talking about extremes, guillotine's pretty far off on that scale.
Yeah, like we said, people take the concept of freedom to a extreme and are willing to do some awful things with it.
Well, whoever did this, I don't even know if I could call them human. This is monstrous.
That's the funny thing. There are monsters regardless of what race they are. It's what you do that dictates that, not what you are. And with that, he'll turn to the tree, hear him inhale, and then hear Uspul Corona, and just lets out a torrent of flame as I burn one of my fury points. Just to
As
burn the tree, start letting that go.
as the tree alights, Scarlet, you find yourself in a haze of memory.
Mm-hmm.
What was your home like?
I don't think it was like a very large place. I think it was like a very compact village along like a bank of coral and like seaweed and algae that kind of we like built around the village to kind of keep it somewhat hidden. Um, village hidden in the sea. um, I think it was just pretty much like more of a community, honestly, than like a full village, if that makes sense. Like probably like 4 or 5 families, like of siblings that just lived together, then got married and had brought their family and just slowly grew the village from there. Um, so just kind of like that small village that you kind of don't really know anything outside of. I don't think they were. I think they were pretty isolationist.
Your memory takes you to this makeshift dock of your village.
Mm-hmm.
You can remember seeing almost like a throne being created, this wicker chair sort of set up and erected as a rather large individual, their hand fitted into a makeshift gauntlet with an axe-like blade coming out of the side like a tonfa. The other hand holding on to a massive, what seems to be at first a battle axe. But as you see sticking from the side isn't an axe blade, but it's an erected guillotine that's been jammed into where the axe blade would be. Um, just kind of leaning against this wicker chair, uh, a smile on their face before just pointing the axe over in front of them. Amusing enough. You know, I've been hunting for quite some time, but I've always managed to miss just the right trophies. When your kind get too old, they lose what I'm looking for. I think having merfolk tails decorating my wall would be just perfect. And you see him stand. The smoke seems to billow around him, almost becoming him. He stands too tall. He takes too much space. His smile is too wide. As he stands towering over the much younger you. And you see him lift the gauntlet axe, kind of check where the blade would go. And as he goes to bring it down, and the memory fades from you, as you see the symbol is the first to alight.
Mm-hmm.
Scarlet. Scarlet.
What? Oh, and we
Perhaps-
decide to just That made sense.
Perhaps we should be away from this place.
Yeah. Probably see what we can salvage and just leave.
I know you and I have not known each other for long, but your mission is now my mission. We will find who did this, and we will bring him to justice.
I mean, there's not going to be much justice about what I do to him when we find him, but
Vengeance, then.
yeah.
The crow that was in the tree, you see it having flown away from the fire and has alighted onto just the ground itself. Tilts his hand just begins to walk as opposed to fly towards the rest of the island away from the village.
That's not normal, right?
Birds are
Nothing about this is normal. No.
I think we should sweep the village just to make sure that there isn't anything else and get out of here.
There
Take-
still might be something of value, something we can use. But yes, I want to see the backside of this place as quickly as possible.
Just grab what we can, meet back at the rowboat, see what we can. I mean, we can't really take a ton back with us. We might have to make a few trips.
Where's the child?
She's hiding in a different house.
We're taking her with us. We're not leaving her here.
Yes.
And we'll, I'll meet you guys back at the rowboat.
Right.
I head in the direction of the crow.
Yep.
I'm gonna follow that thing.
All right, we will cut to you in a moment.
Trent is not leaving Scarlet alone for a goddamn second.
Can I stealth away from Trent?
I would go, Scarlet. I'm going to allow you to make a stealth check. Trent, make me a perception check. Scarlet, do not say out loud what your stealth check is.
Can we just send it to
Trent,
you?
say loud. Yes.
I got an
Go ahead.
18 on my perception.
Okay. For yes, Meaty. For Ren and Dreki, if you're going to invest, Jesus, for Ren and Dreki, for you two, looking for supplies in the village, just give me an investigation roll
Can I
or perception. That'll work too.
assist Ren in it and give the help action?
Sure. Roll with advantage.
Much
The
better.
one guy with an actual intelligence modifier.
That help was much appreciated. Took me from a 3 on the die to a 19.
Perfect.
I can use perception. That makes it a 25.
Yep. With that, as you are looking around the village, you find essentially more supplies that you can take that'll help with the travel on sea. So you boosting the ship supplies up from a 10-day supply, you now currently have a 15-day supply. Enough for essentially 2 weeks out of travel. Supplies in this case would be fresh drinking water that is portable, and things to keep as far as food. Ow, don't bite me. And there's a few other like smaller things. You do come across a slightly updated map for Peaches to find that shows some of the other islands, including one of the major islands here, which is Archaeopia, which is essentially a massive kingdom that has been placed along this island.
Gotcha.
Trent, as you're following Scarlet, you're keeping very good pace. And then you hear that crow again, like comes from almost to your right. You turn your head to look to where it is, and you can't see it. And as you turn back, Scarlet is gone.
Is the crow still in my proximity?
You cannot see the crow, but you can hear it making it's just like a caw sound as it continues to move.
Okay. Instead of tracking Scarlet,
Mhm.
I'm gonna go ahead and start tracking the crow.
I will go ahead and use your initial perception for that. You are able to follow the crow. Cutting back to Scarlet, because it'll take you a little bit longer to get to where they are.
Yeah.
Cutting back to Scarlet. As you continue to make your way, the memories sort of flashing through you. The forest begins to open into a what you first like sense is the beginnings of a makeshift campsite. There's brush that's cleared partially as you're walking that you're like, okay, that's something set up over here. And then there's that again, this odor that hits your nose that's like death. Which is quickly taken aback as you also hear humming. And then something getting tossed to the side, which as it thuds and rolls, you just see what appears to be a discarded hand kind of flop and then roll.
I pull out my halberd and I approach where the humming is coming from.
It's as you're approaching, it grows loud. You just hear this hmm, 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 hmm. Peeking above, you see a sort of slightly disheveled tent, mostly to keep the sun from hitting them from the top. A wooden table has been dragged over and set up, and you see somebody that is essentially practicing butchery or tanning in this sense, just like taking a hide and laying it out and then cleaning that off. Just humming to themselves. They are a hooded figure that is very hunched over and focused on their work. They don't seem to have heard you.
I approach them from behind and then just like put the butt of my harpoon on their shoulder and say, "Don't move."
As far as I recall, we left a child alive.
So, what is your handiwork? Mind telling me who you are?
You a Marine?
No, I am not.
I'm not under obligation to say anything to you, I don't think.
I mean, I'm trying to be nice.
You have a harpoon at my back. That's an interesting
Yeah.
version of nice.
On your back, not through your heart. Yet.
Fair enough. What can I help you with? They stop what they were doing, just kind of lean their head back a little, like almost bored.
Are you with Guillotine?
Oh, how could you guess?
Why are you here alone? Why didn't you leave?
Gathering supplies.
And you're just okay with that? What he just did? I guess what all of you just did, whoever's on that godforsaken crew.
Sure. Why wouldn't I be?
I attack him. I go
Go
to
ahead.
stab. I go to stab this person in the back.
Give me an attack roll.
Sure.
You still pay from the people who would like to help you. Start a fight.
That's a good roll. What's my modifier? That is.
We're gonna have a talk after this.
That is a 24 to hit.
A 24? Nice.
I mean, I did what my character would do, guys. They are
That's
traumatized right now.
That's a fair point. I have to check a thing.
just slowly saw what happened to me play out in front of my eyes. Okay.
No, it's entirely fair and valid, and
And I'm probably gonna get my ass kicked
I
now,
hope
but
you're
it's
not
fine.
dead by the time I get to you.
It's fine. I bought that potion from the shopkeep guy.
All right, I'm gonna have you re-roll that as they're going to use an ability.
Okay. That becomes a 19 now instead.
Okay. Your blade, the harpoon does pierce through it. You for a moment think it's going to go deeper, but you see their form like twists a lot faster than you thought it would. It does still score through the hide, and you can feel it pierce like into the side of them as they turn, and their cloak is ripped off. And there's this surprising moment as you see the same long red hair flow back, and the shark-like gills open and close. So we're using weapons now, Scarlet.
Uh, sister?
Rosa's teeth like click a little as you see these sharpened shark-like teeth. Mm-hmm. What, we forget
you-
training and now we use weapons? Is that what we're doing?
You died.
She like looks at herself like up and down. That's news to me. Trent,
Yes.
you following the crow start to hear this conversation. And you can now see these two through a break in the brush line.
How far away from me are they?
They don't see you. You're probably a good 15 feet away.
15. Awesome. 15 feet.
15.
Fantastic. I will break cover and I am going to dart out so that I am on the other side of her from Scarlet. And no, I'm attacking. This is happening. I see what I see she's butchering a human or a humanoid, right?
Yep.
No, we're taking this attack.
All right. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
So one moment.
She can't do the reaction she did the first time, so
We'll see what happens.
I knew when you had the fucking crow, dude. Really?
I will get a 23 on my
So
attack roll.
fucking
It
on
hits.
point.
Okay.
go ahead and roll me damage. I didn't roll damage for the first one. Paige, if you could roll me damage for your initial attack as well, that'd be great.
It was only 6.
Okay.
So Trent will break cover in that sort of anime style where that he's almost floating on the ground forward, like his small wings flap a little bit, so instead of jumping in an arc, he's like hovering on the ground forward. And once again, as he comes out, he says flowing fletch, and his rapier will hit in the back for 23 points of damage.
Oh, yeah. as
Sneak
this, like,
attack, baby.
yeah, it goes
Oh, yeah.
directly through, and you see the point of it sticking like forward as she stops. It goes. Oh, you weren't by yourself. Unpleasant.
I think initiative might be appropriate here.
Yeah. This is my sister Rosa, Trent.
Rosa.
And you're Trent, I assume.
That's what they call me.
Pleasure to meet you, though I really do need to stop meeting interesting people like this. As she looks down at the rapier blade.
Well,
Pull it back.
Why are you with him? Did you help him?
What, with this kill or with others?
I'm gonna
No,
bonus
with
action to
what
take my
happened to
second
our
attack.
village.
Go ahead and do
I
your
have-
second.
I have two weapon. I mean, two weapon fighting's a thing, but I'm gonna go ahead and take my second attack. I don't get sneak attack on this one.
Mhm.
The second attack is a natural 20 for a 26.
Go ahead and make your damage die.
I'm so sad that I don't get sneak on this one.
No, but you do get to roll you already get the maximum die for your crit.
Yes, and I rolled max on my die, so
Yeah, let's
that's
go.
20 points of damage on the second attack with the second rapier. And back.
Are we quite done stabbing me yet?
Not even a little bit.
Trent, 1 second. I need answers. We can kill her in a second.
He'll like swing his rapier out to the side so the blood flicks off. And he'll set
that's a-
himself into his dueling stance.
That's a thing to note, Trent. As you like swing the blade out, the blood that flicks off as it lands, there is a sizzle sound as it hits.
You're gonna grab her by the front of her shirt and pull her in. Now talk. Why did
Happily.
what happened? What did you do?
Let's see. There was fire, there was screaming, there was a lot of blood. Oh, and you left me to die.
I didn't leave you anywhere. There was no one left. Everyone died.
Yeah, how far did you look?
I looked through the whole village. How do you think I got this weapon in this jacket? I peeled it off of one of their crew.
I was left under bodies screaming for days.
And that justifies this.
You joined the person who did that?
Strength is the only thing that matters here.
Then let me show you mine.
She lifts her both hands. Parlay.
Trent will defer to Scarlet in this.
I have no weapon. I have no way to defend myself.
You want us to take you on our ship.
I have no way to defend myself, no weapons, and I might know where guillotine is.
I made eye contact with Trent for a second.
I know enough about Scarlet to know that you are never unarmed. And then
Aw,
and then Trent will also make eye contact with Scarlet and again defer to her judgment here.
oh, did little sister finally learn how to fight properly? That's cute.
I bats hand her. I don't not like I pull it out, I just bats slap her across the face.
As you do so, your back of your hand has these little scrape marks on it from where it connected with her cheek.
Fuck happened to you? Are the
I got you.
sharks in the water yours?
I had to make some new friends.
Well, we're gonna find out more. And can I like just knock her in the temple to like just knock her out unconscious? If she's like given up.
Against my knowledge of how physiology works, yes, I'll allow that.
I'm just saying, just because she's like not protecting herself, type of situation.
Yeah, I'll say that I will allow for the back of the harpoon. Just
Yeah, I knock her out. You see Scarlet just gets to. I guess I don't have knees. I crouch and I start tying her up with my rope, and I'm just gonna throw over my shoulders.
she has Trent, from your position, she has the wickedest smile on her face in unconsciousness.
We should turn her in and have done. 150 million berries would be an excellent start to our voyage, but This is your family. I will not tell you what to do in this.
Need to
But she's
figure
too
it out.
dangerous to keep with us.
I need to figure out what happened. We can take her with us to the first next port we go to, and then decide what to do with her there.
For Ren and Dreki, scouring the village and finding these supplies, and I'm assuming probably taking them to the rowboat so you're not lugging them around. You note that the water has started to clear. It seems like the blood that had essentially flown down into there is just kind of going further and further out to sea. It doesn't help that with the clearness of the water, you can now see to the bottom of the other parts that were discarded, that sunk. There's again this like fleeting moment of discord before there is a little tug at your coat, Ren.
Oh.
As Alice has kind of like come out. She's wrapped in the cloak that Dreki gave, which is like 80% of it is still dragging behind her as she's walking, but she just has it fully wrapped. I know where they were going.
Where who is going?
The ones that came here, the hunters that came here, the pirates.
Where were they going?
Arcanium, the capital, the island. She gestures out to the sea.
Well, that's not good. Let's get you in the boat. I think if our friend should be back soon. Are you okay with coming with us?
If it means I'm not alone. You're not like bad pirates, right?
I hope not.
She gives a little partial smile.
Yeah, and I think I go ahead and like get her pick up the back end of this cape like it's her train and help her get in the boat.
She finds a little like a spot kind of at the front of it and tucks her knees up. They attacked when the tide was really high.
Well, you're gonna come with us, and maybe we might follow them, and if we do, you don't have to come with us. But we won't let you get into any more danger.
You see a crow land on the rowboat, like at the head of the rowboat.
Throw a rock at it.
It like moves out of the way of the rock, like looks to where it fell, and looks back over to Ren.
You have a lot of crows here, Alice?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
These ones have a lot of personality. Yeah, like I said, I look at the crow and I go, can I help you?
It looks to you and then looks up as Trent and Scarlet. You arrive at the scene with Rosa in tow.
Who's this?
And one of Trent's rapiers is still out and at his side.
As the girl sees Rosa, she curls up a little bit more and like her eyes go wide.
I kind of like move in front of her. What?
I
Who
don't
and
think
what?
I don't think I say anything. I think I just walk to the rowboat and sit in the back
This
with the body on my shoulder still.
is a 150 million berry bounty.
Okay. And what happened?
She came first.
She came first.
She do.
He'll put his rapier away and he'll walk up to Alice and he will get down on a knee in front of her and he will dig into his pouch and he'll pull out the locket and he'll offer it to her.
She'll gingerly take it and like curl it into herself and looks back to Rosa and then looks back to the locket and clutches it and just, she came first.
The nightmare is over, Alice. Come with us. We'll keep you safe.
There's a little like hissing laugh that comes out of Rosa. She seems to be stirring a little before her head like lolls to the side, just looking into the middle distance. It's not over quite yet, but soon.
Didn't say you could talk, and I pull the ropes up to overcover her mouth as well.
Trent, in one motion, will pull the rapier and attack the crow.
It I'm not gonna have you roll an attack for that as it just like goes into the crow and the crow lets out like a and then like just bursts into a group of black feathers that all fall onto the rowboat itself.
Do not like those crows.
Yeah, let's
Let's-
just
Don't think
let's-
it's a. I
let's
don't think it's a
just-
real crow.
I don't think so either, and I would like to leave.
Let's just get out of here.
And as
So-
the rowboat begins, oh, go ahead, Dreki.
Or that I would like to mention that Dreki wasn't there for that. He just returned because he went back to Alice's house to find maybe a trunk of her whatever stuff she had.
I was to say that you were just full on carrying a trunk of things.
Mm-hmm. And returned back to the boat before they departed.
Rosa's eyes catch Dreki for a moment. Like look him up and down, slowly tilts the head a little. Where do I know that face? Like over through the rope. Just where do I know that face?
The tip of the rapier will just alight on her throat. Silence.
She is going to hiss out in what would essentially be only something that Scarlet could catch as Merfolkian.
Mhm.
Just oh, he found somebody brave enough or stupid enough to try to kill me.
I throw her off my shoulder onto like the floor of the boat, face down, and just put my fin on the back of her neck. Just hold her there. Be quiet. Shut
Give
up.
me permission, Scarlet.
It's fine.
As
We'll
she
throw,
hits the
we'll throw her in the. I'm assuming we have a bridge. Did anyone check to see if we have a
yeah,
bridge?
it's you would. It's big enough to have.
Yeah,
one.
we'll throw her in the
Uh,
bridge.
And Ren, as you see her hit the bottom of the ship, you do catch what look like faint stitching marks that trace up from where the back of her neck is, like where her spine connects.
I don't love that you're bringing her with us.
We should post a guard.
I'm not.
But
gonna let her-
150 million
I'm not-
berries is 150 million berries.
I'm not letting her out of my sight, so don't worry. We have a lot to catch up on.
For my wisdom and got a net 20. So I'm just gonna go with Dreki's kind of getting the idea of what's going on and not gonna ask questions.
As a thing, I would like for the group as a whole to make me one last investigation check before we close for the night.
I will offer help action to whoever wants to do it.
I'm gonna roll mine with disadvantage. I'm a little distracted.
Yeah.
I'll take the advantage.
It's a.
I got
It's a.
a
It's a 3.
You dirty 20? Nice.
It's a 3.
A 3.
3. I'm not looking away from her on the boat. On the
I
bottom
got
of
a
the boat.
12.
So for Ren, as he would be the one to catch this, even with Scarlet like keeping an eye on Rosa, you are fully like cemented and like, okay, make sure that she doesn't move. Ren, as the tail like is about to cover her head, you see two tiny stalk-like eyes peek out through like in her ear hole, as
Oh,
a very soft sound of "Ah, perfect. My trophy grew up," echoes out of her ear. That is where we're going to end for the night. Thank you all for
hate you.
joining.
I hate you
Yeah,
so much.
no, you don't. No, you don't. I'm a wonderful human being that has never done anything wrong. Uh,
Sure.
so we're gonna end for tonight. Thank you all for joining us. This is our arc is picking up as we are on the Arcania arc officially. Um, I'm very excited to keep going with this. I didn't post it last week because I got super swamped with work, and just busy in general. But I will have a casting call up for a guest character, as this arc is going to need one. So if you join the game, keep an eye on my social media page. For others that have stuff going on, this is your time to plug. We'll start with Rob.
Hi, how's it going? You can find me at Math Demigod on Twitch and Twitter and the Blue Sky. And I would really love it if you would follow me over at youtube.com/gamingmathematically. I've got a couple of video game campaigns I'm running. There's a Shadow of War campaign, there's an XCOM 2 campaign, and also that's where I put the VODs of my actual play, which has been running for coming up on 4 years now. And the next episode of that one is going to be basically the penultimate, second to last session of that campaign. Tasha is involved, Baba Yaga is involved, world-ending magic is involved. So if you feel like it, the playlist over on youtube.com/gamingmathematically is called The Adventures of the Bad Decisions Club. If you've got about 150 hours to spare, maybe you can check out our campaign from the beginning.
Got time. I could handle that. Ryan.
Hi, I'm Ryan, or Red Panda Cola, as you'd find me on most places. Honestly, if I'm not hanging around my friends Playotic Gaming, who run games Mondays, and their most recent one just shifted to Wednesdays, I believe. They've been doing a Pathfinder 2E on Mondays called the is it the sorry. My brain's lagging a little bit now after this.
Good system. Pathfinder 2E, good system.
Yeah. We were doing one shots for it. Either way, it's just a bunch of one shots with a group, just constantly going through them. And then Wednesdays is another system is a D&D 5e one called Legends of the Dump, where they're all different kinds of toys you'd see at a dump, all having an adventure through it for one reason or another. Otherwise, I'm here.
Luke.
You can find me on Twitter mostly, on the rare times that I post there. But also I write for Goonhammer. I'd specifically like to plug an article I put out this week. I interviewed Jay Dragon, who designed Wanderhome and Yazaba's Bed and Breakfast, and it ruled. Jay is awesome. So if you just want to read like the smartest takes you've ever heard about game design, I guess I'm just plugging Jay as a person. So check that out. Also, I just dropped the link to our Discord because I think we could also get that casting call invite in there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Also, I don't know, we just kind of like it's there for updates.
It's there for
reminders.
updates. It's there for reminders. It's there for whenever you want to just post memes. It exists.
Yeah, it's out there.
Paige.
Hi everyone, I'm Paige.
I'm not traumatized.
No, it's fine. Not just processing anything right now. You can find me all over the social medias at Pluto Cleric. I'm a queer, trans woman, streamer, and game master on a quest to run every game in the universe. Campaign wise, right now, we just started a sideboard campaign on my channel this past Sunday called 20S3 Survival. Our players got to do some RP, meet each other, and then I ended the episode with them getting shot at by 10 guards in the street. So we're going to have our first combat this Sunday coming up. The VOD for the first episode will be up Friday night at 9 p.m. on my YouTube channel. Besides that other project, my podcast also dropped the week before this week with ArcLight as the first guest. It's on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, and Podbean at On the Same Page, Lore with Friends. Our next episode will be up this Monday because I had a busy week this week, and it'll be featuring none other than this bastard right here.
I'm a good person.
I say that lovingly.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, join us Monday at 9 p.m. Central to hear Giovante lore dump about Warhammer 40k. But that's
My
all
favorite.
That's all for me.
It's my favorite setting. I was happy to talk about it. Other stuff that you could find me at. Hi, October is coming, and that's when I'm super busy. I kind of slowly discovered that this is coming up on my like 3 years of doing stream TTRPGs, so I'm kind of excited about that. October, I have a bunch of games coming up. As noted on Twitter, which is where you can predominantly find me shitposting. I have been cast in a Magi RPG game where I am playing as Cascata, a Canary, in a Dragon Age game, which I am the heaviest and tallest character in my party of Twinkie elves. So that's par for the course. Other stuff that I'm doing that's not this. You could honestly find me for surprisingly not at the moment, but soon you could just find me on Little Cleric's channel like every time that a game runs ever. If I'm
all the
not
stuff you're in, or it's like you're in nothing now, but you're gonna be like in 3 games at
Yeah.
once in like 3 months.
yeah, it's awesome. I'm also, you can find me on my own on a different podcast where I am in a public access game with Jellyfish and a bunch of other peeps, where I play as the most terrified person that has ever existed. And October is coming up, which means it's spooky month. I love horror, so I'm doing a lot of horror one-shots come October. So just to keep an eye on my Twitch and social media for other updates on that. As far as this, we will see you all in 2 weeks' time as the arc officially kicks off. I promise you this is not the last I will be traumatizing the party. See you all next episode. Have a good night.
I hate you.
Bye.